Hello, everyone. It's Melanie Wood, founder and owner of Speaking Styles, and I am super excited to be here today because I have Amber from Commies Cupcakes, and we're going to have a super fun conversation that we would love to share with you all watching. So, welcome, Amber. I'm so excited to have you here and chat to you a little bit more. How are you doing?
I'm going great. Thanks so much, Mel, for having me here today. Absolutely fantastic. Feeling good today. I'm really excited to dive in.
Excellent, excellent. So I'd love to, Amber, just, share very briefly a little bit more about who you are and tell us a little bit more about Commies Cupcakes, because everybody would love to know a little bit more about you and who you are and what you do.
Awesome. I'm the owner of Commies Cupcakes, and I'm a graphic designer turned cake decorating teacher. And I help cake decorators to become the cake professionals that they always dreamed of by really just teaching them the design skills they need to create stunning Pinterest-worthy cakes. It all really started back when I was 19 years old. I became a full-time graphic designer at one of the local papers here in town, called Gladstone News Weekly. And I absolutely loved my job, and I thought I would be in this job for years to come. But unfortunately, there came a point where I just became really stunted and so uninspired, completely uninspired by the clients I was working with. And there was at that point that I needed to find a creative outlet. And that's when I stumbled on the TV show, The Great Australian Bake Off, just as the first episode aired. And I was instantly just hooked overnight. And that's where my journey really truly started with cake. So what started out as this hobby, baking for my friends and family, turned into a business where I made and sold cakes with people. And yeah, now I'm at a point where I'm now teaching other cake decorators and mentoring them, and it's absolutely fantastic. I love to, I just really wanted to share and inspire other people and really get them passionate about creating and designing their own cakes because that's where, God, I've lost my train of thought. Sorry. That's where it instilled this passion inside me, and I just love instilling that in other people.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think sometimes as well, when we get so caught up in how excited and passionate we are about what we do, we sometimes, like, our hearts are racing, our minds are racing so much because we want to get all this out because we're so excited with people that we sometimes lose our train of thought at the same time. And it's so fine because you can really tell the passion coming through as well about how much you absolutely love what you do. And it's so amazing, and it's been such a pleasure, Amber, to have worked with you now for what it must be like, coming up for like a year now as well, like how quickly that it's come. So yeah, really what I'd love to ask you a little bit more and to let other people know is that prior to us connecting and meeting each other over a year ago, what's some things that you were happening for you in your business that might have been a struggle or a challenge for you prior to us meeting?
Yeah, good question. I feel like it was a number of different things. I always had I've always loved teaching people, and I loved teaching in person one-on-one, but I just felt that I've always been scared of speaking in front of a large audience, and it really just prevented me from growing my classes and growing myself online to a larger audience. I just felt that I wouldn't know what to say, or I would forget what I'm saying, or, as a person who is, even from school terrified of public speaking, it just scared me. And it really did hinder that growth in my business, even though that was my dream. I dreamed to perform and teach in front of larger audiences and speak at events. And I just thought, that's a nice idea, but I was too nervous with anxiety to even approach it, if that made sense. I always thought, oh yeah, I'll do that eventually. But yeah, it really hindered my growth in that way. I'm sure there's a few other points, even just being able to articulate myself in certain situations, something that I'm still working on, but that always, I just felt I was always over preparing for everything. And in, as a point, I came to a point in my business, yes, I want to record classes and post them online. Like, that's what I want to do. This was probably about 2 years ago now. And I remember learning my lines word for word so that I wouldn't forget anything and that I'd get my point across. But really, I really, just looking back in hindsight, I just came across as really robotic. I don't think I delivered the content or the value or that personability. Is that a word? I don't know.
Definitely.
Looking back at that now, I can see that. But yeah, ultimately, it really did hinder me in my business and growth.
And then, so just to let everybody know as well that you're based in Gladstone, and I've been running some tours around speaking workshops over the last year or so, and so I had the Gladstone workshop. It would have been coming up for a year ago now, and to let everybody know, like, how did you find out about the workshop, and really what was the catalyst to going, okay, I have been feeling that I need help in my growth around speaking, but how did you hear about the workshop and what made you take the action to attend it?
Yeah, so I first heard about the workshop through a Facebook friend. We met last year at the Babes, Belvers and Business event in Gladstone, and she, I believe, showed, in Facebook terms, interest in the event, clicked on that interest button. And yeah, it showed up in my feed, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's actually someone here in Gladstone that I can meet in person that could help me. And I think that's always, again, been something playing on the back of my mind. Like, I knew I needed help, but I didn't really know of anyone in Gladstone, and I suppose my anxiety kind of stopped me from looking further afield, further online. And I just felt, you know what, you need to get out of your comfort zone and actually get help, because you want to, your big goals are to speak in front of large, I should say, large audiences, and you can't even get online and speak on a live video. How do you, I just thought, what do you think? How do you think you're going to get there? So I thought, you know what? Yeah, I think I need to enroll in this class and get help.
Exactly. And it was so amazing to meet you that day along with other women as well in that workshop. And then we did connect, and you really shared more about yourself. But I think there was still some things around holding you back, with anxiety and stress, and still being able to structure that. So after meeting each other in the workshop happens to the best of us, right? And then we had a look at chatting together after the workshop, and then what kind of helped you to make that decision to then come and work with me one-on-one after the workshop?
Yeah, I received so much value from that workshop, and I just felt that my journey wasn't over yet. I didn't think this would be a one and done thing, and I knew I would need continued support and guidance and direction, and I really connected with you as well on a personal level. And I thought, I think it's about time that I helped myself and just continued with my learning. And I think, the best way to grow your business is to invest in yourself. And I thought, yep, you got to do it, Amber. And I didn't think the growth that I've experienced, I didn't think I'd ever achieve that in the year that I've been with you. I just entered in with you thinking, yep, I'm going to improve my speaking skills, and gradually I'll build up speaking online and but the transformation has been amazing.
Amazing. And it has been, and I look at the Amber for when you did come into the workshop that day, and you were like, you know, reserved and quiet and a little bit shy, and then I look at where you're at now, and it just shows people when we do invest in ourselves and we work with someone, just what can actually happen. So share with us all, you know, what's been some of the key learnings that you've had over the last year, and what's some of the transformations that, as you say, were on that to-do list but now have actually started happening.
Oh, it's absolutely crazy. So to begin with, I don't know if I know it sounds a bit odd, like I know you've helped me so much, but sometimes I struggle to pinpoint specifically. You might be able to come on in and tell me from an outside perspective, but I just think really coming across as more authentic, trusting myself that I know my content, that I don't need to rehearse everything word for word, putting that confidence in front of the camera and in front of people. I feel as though I'm actually connecting more with my audience and actually adding more value, just due to the little tips and tricks that you taught me as well. And yeah, just learning also as well, just I don't know what you call it, techniques, just relaxation techniques as well, and just changing my perspective on it, just like, so the mixture of relaxation techniques, but also changing my perspective on public speaking. You know, it really is about helping your audience and helping others, whereas before I was so focused on myself and how scared I was going to be. I was just too scared to do anything, but coming at it from a perspective of I'm helping others actually changed, you know, really helped me a lot. But I think the main points would be, coming across as more authentic, more personable, and just the structure in how to actually talk and present a class. As well, like I thought I had structure, turns out I did. That's, I'm sure there is so much more that you have helped me with, but I just can't pinpoint it at this time, because the transformation has been incredible. So, you know, when I first met you, I was doing intimate classes, which I quite enjoyed doing. But since I've met you and worked with you, oh my gosh, it's been incredible. So, you know, doing live online interviews, which like used to scare the hell out of me. I've actually become more relaxed and confident with it. And even like, I'm just, my mind's everywhere at the moment. I can't even like thank you enough for all the help that you've done and all the work. It's the live online interviews, live online classes as well. And then also just recently, like speaking in front of 144 people at the Base Bubbles Business Glasson event. And no way in hell would, if you tell me at the beginning of you that's what I would be accomplishing, I would not have believed you, because why would I be getting up in front of that large audience? But I received incredible feedback, and just by you helping me get out there online and doing these live interviews, I've actually had, you know, people approach me for teaching opportunities and events, and it's absolutely incredible, honestly. You've done amazing. It's not something I've ever expected, and I've ticked off all these goals. So what kind of felt like, I'll get to that at some point, you know, I've actually achieved so much in just 1 year, and I know I never would have been able to do that. It was just be me by myself. It just would not have happened, and I would still be in the same position I am now, sitting stagnant and not growing and just being comfortable and it's changed my business and changed my life.
You've done so well, and to let everybody know, like, I have put Amber a bit on the spot by doing this, so there's a teaching element to this as well, of getting her to share more about herself, and that's something that I want, is it's so important to share with other people and share with Amber, is that we want to be able to have these types of conversations, and there's nothing around, we've got to be super professional and perfect around how we communicate, and we want to be able to do that. And it's absolutely fine to lose words or forget what we're saying and get really caught up in the moment, and be okay with it, and nothing bad is going to happen.
Yes.
And Amber, your journey has been so amazing, like it has been. And I would have saw where potentially you could go at the beginning. But obviously, as we started working together, it wasn't a case of a year ago, right? Well, Amber, I see you in a year's time standing up in front of like 144 people. You probably would have ran the other way away from me. So it's about taking that time of where we were at then to then continually working with each other, working where you're at, but pushing you as well and encouraging you. And you've really stepped out of your comfort zone. And I know that it's still uncomfortable to a certain degree as well by doing these things. But as you say, it's like, if you hadn't have done these things, your business would still be where it is today from last year.
Completely.
Whereas all the things that you've done, and especially around, you're so visible on Instagram, which you were prior, but you've done a lot more things since working together, and it's amazing to see. And then having your first paid teaching gig as well, out of all of those things of being so seen, heard, but having that visibility. And as you say, like Friday night there, you did an amazing job in front of 144 people. And I think it's so amazing, all the things that you have achieved. But yes, it has been fitted in such a short space of time as well. So no wonder you're like, all these things that I've done, it's just been like all rolls into one. And we were talking about this before we came on, is that it's now, right, what's the next, you're like, what's the next step, Melanie? Like, what's the next step? Because you now know the importance of continuing the momentum and continuing that. Speaking, when we learn it as a skill, if we don't continue to do it, we could then end up back to where you were prior. So you already see that okay, I really want to continue with this. What do I need to do next, and where can I go?
Yeah.
And to let everybody know, for Commies Cupcakes, like, what is potentially a bit of a vision, or what's some things that you probably foresee yourself doing maybe over the next couple of years? What's some things now working together that you think, oh gosh, like so much is possible now? Has there been any thoughts around where you might see yourself?
Gosh, I would absolutely love in the next few years to really be a part of there's some national cake decorating events here in Australia, especially I think it's called the Cake Bake Sweet Show. I would love to teach to and demo to such an incredible audience there. Not only is it quite a large audience, but there's at those events, there are always so many passionate people there who are just willing to learn, and I would love to be able to help others and to continue to grow their success in their business and their passion for the craft. So I would love to be more involved in those big events in Australia. I really am looking forward to as well, hopefully traveling around to different cities, and especially in central Queensland, actually conducting more in-person classes, and hopefully more online classes as well, more live online classes, to really reach a more wider audience, bring people together. That's the best thing about it, I think, is bringing so many passionate people together where we can learn off each other. So all I know is that I would love to continue teaching in a more regular capacity, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to be involved in these large events and to tour. Those are my big goals at the moment.
Amazing. And again, you now see how possible that is from everything that you've done this year, and especially given the current climate situation that we've all been faced with, that you've still ran with it, you've still put yourself out there, you've been doing loads online, and now coming back to in person, that you could have used this opportunity to go, oh, I'm not going to bother doing anything because I don't know what I can do. And you've had people staying up to after midnight around the world to tune into your online classes.
Amazing. Honestly, incredible. Like, I would never would have expected anything like that. And that's all down to you, really. And it never would have happened without you. I used to.
Oh. And just to and just to say to everybody as well tuning into this is that yes, I have been here to help and support and guide Amber, but she's also went away and done the work. And that is really what the most important part about this is when you do work with people, is that if you don't put the work in, it doesn't actually work. Because and working with Amber is that I always say is that Amber has been so coachable, because to give suggestions, to give ideas, to review a lot of her videos and webinars and lives and give suggestions around what she could change for next time, she's always taken it on board. And that's the most important thing, that you do need to be open to feedback and having those things. However, Amber, you will be able to comment more on this in terms of how that's delivered to you around suggestions that's made, and so that you take notes and you go away and do that. And that's what the so important thing around this is that you have put the work in as well.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's so I love that that you can review my work and give me that feedback, because then you're just continuing to grow from your previous experience. Doesn't mean that what you've done isn't good enough. There's always something that you can improve on, and I love that I'm able to bounce that off you and get that feedback.
So where can people find you, Amber? Where is the most preferred place that people can search for you and find out a little bit more about what you do and anything that you might have coming up?
Yeah, look, my main hangout is Instagram. So you feel free to look me up. So it's trying to remember my Instagram handle. It's at commies.cupcakes. Otherwise, you can find me on my website, commiescupcakes.com. So that's COMMIES.
Beautiful. And I'll put the links to your Instagram and website as well on this video. Awesome. You know, in the moment, if somebody ever asks me about my social media handles, I always think, what have I named that one again?
So true.
I do it as well, and I think, oh, I have different names for some of my different ones as well. So, but I will put the links. But as Amber says, that she is over on Instagram a lot, so definitely head over to Instagram and find Commies Cupcakes. But I will put the link underneath there, and you can really learn a lot from you, Amber, around on social media and on Instagram. And that's what Amber was talking about in front of 144 people, about embracing authenticity, putting yourself out there and really embracing that. And Amber has done amazing on Instagram because of that. And Amber was doing that even prior, before we started working together. She's got an amazing following, but she's done a lot more things since we've worked together as well. So definitely, people, if you're looking at improving your following or anything you do on Instagram, follow Amber, because she does amazing work on Instagram.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you.
You do, honestly. You do. I look at what you do on Instagram and go, maybe I should be doing those things there. So I definitely do take on board and look, and I go, so good what you do on there. So definitely follow Amber. Thank you so much, Amber. It's been such a pleasure to catch up with you and chat a little bit more about you. And thank you so much for sharing everything that you did.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for everything. And I love to share my story.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, well, thank you so much. And we will see each other again very soon. And have an amazing day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And we will see you all again very soon. Bye.
Bye.